Hello and welcome to another great episode of the Great Debaters Contest. I am your host, Austin Nyambok.
And I am Mariam Bishar.
The world's religious differences can be solved by atheism.
That is today's motion. And facing off will be Utumishi Boys, who say that they are the epitome of excellence when it comes to debate. Their opponents are the lovely ladies from St. George's Girls, who say they are here to bring a bang never seen before on this stage.
The motion this week is: the world's religious differences can be overcome by promoting atheism. Proposing the motion, Utumishi Boys Academy. Opposing the motion, St. George's Girls Secondary School. Each contestant has 3 minutes to make their submissions. The audience also gets a chance to put their questions to each team. Each side will have an additional 1 minute to make a final statement. The judge's decision is final. The winning school will get an ICT chill-out zone with the widescreen TV, computers, webcams, and internet connection. The teacher from the winning school gets 100,000 shillings courtesy of Chase Bank. The winning students each get a tablet courtesy of Safaricom, a gift hamper from Unilever, and a gift hamper from mimi.co.ke. And together they all win the title, The Great Debaters. May the best school win.
We leave it to the first proposer. You have 3 minutes.
My salutations. My name is Philip Ofula from Utumishi Academy. I will be proposing the motion: the world's religious differences can be overcome by promoting atheism. Now, atheism is the lack of belief in a supreme being, and religious differences, a phrase coined from the two words religion and differences, that being the belief in a supreme being and angry disagreements. And as such, from the phrase, we get it that the religious differences are the angry disagreements that come as a result of belief in a supreme being. Now, I'd like to approach this matter, being subjective as it is, in a logical point of view. I'd like you to look at the tragedies that come as a result of religion. Imagine a world without religion, a world with no 9/11, no suicide bombers, no 7/7, no Muslim massacres, no crusaders, no witch hunts, no Indian partition. The adversities are abounding and cannot really be put into words. And most irritantly, not the lack of this shiny-suited, buffoon-haired sort of televangelists who come up to fleece money out of the gullible people that fall victim of their preaching. Now, with such a world where there are no such adversities in the society, I'd call it utter peace, wouldn't you? And equally, I'd also like to look at the aspect of atheism with relation to morality. Now, for instance, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, a foundation based in the United States, in its memorandums or in its manifestos, it states that morality is ordained. It is actually a matter that is human-made. It does not come from the people. It is human-made, but it does not come from the people. Neither is it ordained, because it is a relative matter as such. But I'd like you to look at it from this point of view. Now, morality being humane, the fact that we come up with it from a humane perspective. Not that we should focus on a supreme being, but look at it humanely. That being that we're looking at this morality judging by the conduct of people, their intent, and actually the consequences to the individuals themselves, to humankind, and to the planet as a whole. Now, atheism can help us achieve morality, which has been twisted by the religions that we have currently. And we will achieve this through a humane point of view and not actually basing or accrediting our actions to a supreme being. Equally, there is the matter of reality. Now, atheism brings about a certain reality. So if we look at things, accrediting them to our own actions, we are real. And with reality comes the freedom of being an atheist. Thank you.
First opposer, you have 3 minutes.
At the foundation of a person's life, we have their beliefs. And with their beliefs comes values. And their values drive their actions. By name, it's Michelle Ogutu from the St. George's Girls High School, here to oppose the motion that states that the world religious differences can be overcome by promoting atheism. Now, let me take you through the results of atheist leadership. We can take a very good example from Mao Zedong. He was a leader in China in the period of 1949. He led for 27 years. And trust me, during those years, 70 million people died. Not because of sicknesses or any other thing, no. They died because, number one, the country was seriously suffering from the worst famine. Yet, guess what the guy was doing? He was literally exporting food to other countries, yet his country is suffering from famine. Really? Then, we can take another example of Joseph Stalin. In 1929, he declared that a group of people by the name clerks, they were known to be the peasants, that they are the problem of the society, that they're the ones bringing crisis in the society just because they were poor people. He said that they should be liquefied. Liquefied meaning they should be removed. And you know, this led to about 20 million lives lost because these peasants were being killed and some were being subjected to slave labor. Now, if we take this atheist and then we come back to religion, taking our own Mother Teresa, she was fighting for the rights of these poor people, the rights of these needy people. Just imagine this brutality of these men. They are bringing about terror, they're bringing about fear, and people do not even trust one another because of this atheism. So, atheism can never be the solution. Let me give you one solution. We can take our example of our very own African country in Sudan. Once they had agreed, they fought for so many years because of the Islam and the Christianity. They decided, the UN actually gave them an opportunity, and they decided, give them an idea, that instead of you people arguing, since it's a large country, you can just divide. So this is what they agreed. The Islam moved to the south, the Christians to the north. And this actually helped so much. As per now, you cannot say that it is because of the religion, because as per now, it is because of political differences. So, my stand remains, atheism will not bring anything. Who does not know about Hitler? Hitler was an atheist, and he led to the death of so many Jews in that period. Because of not believing, because of not even having values and the feelings of that person that is a human being as you. So people, atheism can never be the solution to religious differences.
We'll now get a rebuttal from Utumishi Boys. You have 3 minutes.
My salutations to you all. First of all, I would like to begin by correcting Michelle. She said that Mao Zedong was an atheist and he was exporting food during the country's famine. Well, from my own research, Mao Zedong, yes, was an atheist, but I see not how famine is actually a religious difference in this case. Also, you have the aspect of Mother Teresa. Yes, she was a nun and everything, but in her doing so of going to the poor and alleviating the suffering of the people in Calcutta, did she use a religious front or more of her humane front, her motherliness, her good nature within her? I believe still, if Mother Teresa was at all a different religion, she would have still done the same thing. And also the split about Southern Sudan, it was basically about oil, and the oil wells being found in the south, and the people in the north feeling that those resources were not reaching them. And also Hitler was a racist and not exactly an atheist. He oppressed the Jews because they were Jews. He hated Jews, not the fact that they practiced Christianity. I am Brian Monaita from Utumishi Boys Academy, and I'm here to propose the motion that the world's religious differences can be solved by promoting atheism. If you observe, we see that all religions have their accepted dogma, doctrines, and the beliefs which the followers must adhere to without question. This leads to inflexibility and intolerance of other beliefs or other religions, because the thinking of a theist is that if it is the word of God, how can it be wrong? If this assures me of salvation and eternal life, how can it be wrong? This opens up an opportunity for the scriptures these religions use to be misinterpreted. For example, we have the split under the Christian religion. We have Protestants, we have Catholics. The funny thing is, we have the Protestants who have splitted into many other denominations. And at the end of the day, you ask yourself, why so if you do serve one God? Therefore, under this, there won't be such minuscule differences as Protestants or Catholics if we promote atheism, because atheism is reason, and reason is subject to everyone, and everyone can reason and feel free to do so. Also, religion is what I would say retarding. We can see that in India, where they practice Hinduism, the religion has divided the people according to what they call castes, or if I may put it in layman terms, groupings. And we have these people who are at the bottom of the level. So you find that in India, in slums like Calcutta, which are among the largest, that the people there believe that they are suffering and undergoing the deplorable life they are experiencing to attain a better life. Under atheism, there won't be such socioeconomic differences, because what matters is that I'm alive now, and there's no need to suffer just because I'll be heading to a future that I'm not even sure of. Thank you.
St. George's, you have 3 minutes to give a rebuttal.
I am Mary Mwangi from the St. George's Girls Secondary School, and I am here to oppose the motion that states the world's religious differences can be solved by promoting atheism. First of all, I'd like to correct my fellow second proposer when he said that the scriptures restrict and that they limit the people who believe. Let me tell you something. The scriptures do not restrict. They only give guidelines on how to live. They do not curb you to a particular, they only give you guidelines on how to live. Second of all, people are not forced to follow these guidelines. You're given guidelines. It is your choice to follow them or not to follow them. You are not forced. It is not forced. And one thing, religion is not only based in a particular part of the world. It is based in various parts of this world. Now, to what I'd like to say today. Life. Life is very interesting. There are many chapters in life. And for you to live life to the fullest, or as many youth would say, YOLO, you see? For you to live life to the fullest, you need guidelines. You cannot just live a life that is not guided. You cannot just live a life that has no rules, that has no way to follow. When it comes to religion, religion gives people guidelines. Religion brings order. Religion brings a guideline. With religion, we're able to follow a certain path. But with atheism, there is no good or bad. Everything goes. As long as there's nothing telling me that I'm not supposed to do this, anything can go. Therefore, we require religion because it helps us to see the right path. It gives us direction. It shows us what way to follow and what way not to follow. We are able to know what is right and what is wrong with religion. Sure, there are religious differences that occur. However, just like all of us seated here are different, none of us looks like the other, then definitely religion will not be the same. Religion can never be the same. Therefore, I do not see why we are advocating for atheism, something that will make us all look like the same people, yet we are all different. What is life if you are not unique? You're supposed to be your own person. Religion helps you to bring that out. Atheism makes us stand in one way. We're not supposed to believe in anything. What is life if you do not believe in anything? Tell me. I don't have a belief in this. I do not believe in a superior being. What is guiding me? What am I being guided by? Tell me. We require religion. And though there might be differences, we still require religion because it gives us our uniqueness. And there's no uniqueness with atheism. So I rest my case.
May we have 2 for the proposers?
I'm Anita from Precious Blood Ruta. My question is, how is religion retarding, yet religion is the basis for all the morals in society?
I'm Felix Amondi from Dagoretti High School. The first proposer claimed that suicide bombing, 9/11 and the 7/77 were caused by religious differences. Can you please explain how religious differences caused these things?
May we proceed to the opposers?
My name is Lulu from the Kenya High School, and my question is, why would you follow something that you're not sure of the aftermath? So how can you tell me you should do this and this and this, sacrifice this and this and that for that? Then I ask you what's that and you don't even know what it is.
Jemima Gairi from Kahuya Girls High School. So the opposers say that the religion helps us to know what is right and wrong. Does it mean that an atheist won't know what is good and bad just because he or she doesn't follow the religion?
May we proceed with the third proposer?
Thank you. Greetings all. My name is Billy Koech. I'm here to propose the motion, the world's differences can be overcome by promoting atheism. On to the first question, Anita. You asked how is religion retarding? And also you mentioned that the basis of all morals in society is religion. I'd just like to say that that is not a fact. Yes, some do have the basis, but you can agree at this point to disagree. Religion also is economically retarding in that the poor believe it is a divine state to be poor. Now, the second question, you asked how are the 9/11 bombing and the 7/7 involved in religion? Well, the suicide bombers who killed themselves are promised a future, some heaven of some sort. Such promises have their basis on religion. For many years, we've seen religion in our world. In fact, in the 18th century, there was no trace of any theists. It is after the 18th century that we saw the first theist come out. Therefore, we have heard and seen what religion has to offer. In fact, we have also seen its effects. Take, for example, Nigeria. We do have the Boko Haram insurgency leader, Abubakar Sheikh, who was against the indigenship in Nigeria. Now, in his effort to, in a way, try to take over Nigeria, he did call out to people from Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Syria to join his so-called holy war. This is what religion has led to, war. Now, another point is religion is utterly divisive. Now, it's ironic, and I believe you'll agree with me at this point, that religion, having one of its aims at trying to unite the world with itself, also has divisions within it. Now, take, for example, Christianity. We do have divisions such as the Catholics and the Protestants. For the Islam, they also do have the divisions. We do have the Sunnites and the Sunnis. Now, classically, this is what we'd call preaching water and drinking wine. Now, the disappointing fact about humanity is that it condones of certain beliefs, such as accepting all those beliefs of modern-day society, that is the modern-day science, but rejecting actually what underwrites it, atheism. Thinking from the perspective of an atheist, I believe that we could try as much as possible, actually, to give religion similar critique that unfounded scientific and historical beliefs receive. Remember one thing, at birth, you are born an atheist. You only became an theist once you became an adult. Thank you.
Third opposer may respond. You have 3 minutes.
Do not go in the dark looking for boys, for they will tell you sweet and little things. Do go in the park looking for boys who are gentlemen, like the Utumishi Boys Academy. I am Efiloy Sekinyi from the St. George's Girls Secondary School, opposing the motion that states, while religious differences can be overcome by promoting atheism. First of all, I would like to answer Lulu from Kenya High School. You asked the question, why would you follow things that you do not believe in? Do you have a soul? You don't have a soul. Well, personally, I do, yes, have a soul. Fine, I have a soul. I believe that atheism is there. There are more solutions we can put up other than promoting atheism. My question, I will answer both your questions. If not atheism, and that one, why would you follow something that you don't believe in? I will give solutions. Rather than having atheism, we can sensitize people of the world to the very real problem of religious-based conflicts in the world, its causes and its costs. Atheism is there, but there are other better ways. Do you people get me? There are other better ways other than atheism. The first one I've said is sensitizing people. The second one, education works everywhere. In school, it has worked. In universities, it has worked. Why won't it work here, whereby we gather everybody and tell them education, particularly of the children, the little ones, that also of the adults, about the problem and by offering a new, unique, and realistic long-term approach. Atheism is not the solution. There are better solutions. Look at John Pope II. During the war between Iraq and USA, he came there, he meditated, and the war was able to stop because of what he came and said to the people. I believe, I am a Christian by faith. And one question I would like to pose to the audience: how many of you are not believers? Judges, audience, and the opponents. How many of you are not believers? No, it's not. This is a very sensitive thing. How many of you are not believers? Look, fine, yes, we have audience. They are believers. But look at our opponents. All of them believe. So why go on? They believe. So why promote atheism and our opponents believe that there is a God? Religion exists. That's why I'm standing here, and I do not apologize.
We'll now hear closing statements from both teams. Proposers, you may begin. You have a minute.
Thank you. I'm Philip Ofula from Utumishi proposing the motion. My fellow opposer asked if I'm not a believer. Well, I am a believer in humanity. I do believe that through humane means of reasoning we can come up with solutions. She did not specify. Equally, atheism is a moral front towards everything, and I'd like to say that religion is not good because of the number of people who believe it, any better than is a disease good because of the number of people who have conducted it. So, do open your mind and have a worldview to this. The lack of a specific belief in a supreme being actually makes you credible to your own judgment and what you can tangibly see. So my front is, do come over, do logically think about things and place your faith in something that you can tangibly be in contact with. Thinking humanely, I do believe that atheism is the way to overcome religious differences. Thank you.
Opposers, you have a minute to give us your final submission.
I believe our opposers were not keen enough when I said we have other solutions. He has clearly supported us by saying we can bring about other solutions that I have clearly given you through the questions that they give me. Anyway, back to my points. Religion is there. Religion is the belief that there is a deity. It has been there since time immemorial. Religion is what has made us where we are. Look at how healthy our judges are. Just look. through the God that they believe in. Simply, we all come from different denominations. We come from different religion, but it does not expect us to be the same. People, religion exists. That's why we are here. Look at a good example that I will leave you with, food for thought. Our national anthem, O God of all creation. That is a prayer that everyone sings. Do you want to tell me there are no atheists that sing that song? Food for thought.
Utumishi, I think, came out very strongly and, defended why they believe that atheism would make the world a better place. Philip, a very good introduction. You are soft-spoken, maybe a little more soft-spoken this time around compared to the last time that I met you in a debate, which is good. It's your style, but maybe next time, if you get another chance, just try and be a little louder. You're very intelligent, and I know that most intelligent people don't shout much, but for you to get the attention of your audience, you may need to speak up just a little. However, a brilliant performance. And I like the fact that you really do a good job when you come back to make the final submissions. Brian, again, an interesting debater up there from Utumishi. At some point, I got worried when you said that religion is retarding. And I felt like, ouch. But you defended why you said that. Billy, good response to questions. Very, very good and intelligent response to questions. And I loved your coherency of argument as you debated.
St. George's, I think, Effie, that's what exactly I wanted. One, you could bank on morals, that religion or the virtues that religion has instilled in our society, and say we cannot do away with this religion because of this moral and this moral and this moral. And you could have banked on that. Nonetheless, you introduced another side to the motion, and that is, let us not go for atheism, but we have other ways in which we can curb these particular religious differences. And possibly your way is dialogue it out, education, sensitization, whichever way you want to put it. And I think that one could have come as the heart of your debate, like that atheism is not the way forward. We have other better ways to ensure that we live in peace, despite the various religions we have in the world. Nonetheless, it was, should I call it fair or good? Let me say fairly good.
The teams did a good job, and the judges had it rough to point out on the things they would have to explain. Philip, Wafula, Brian, Billy, you guys are good. St. George's, Michelle, Mary, Effie, you girls are good. All the best to the two teams.
They gave the teams 70.5% each. It's a tie. So give them both a hand.
Well, from all of us here at the Great Debaters Contest, we are really, really surprised and amazed at the level of talent, the level of quality that has been heightened by this at this point of the debate. Well, I am Austin Yambok.
And I am Mariam Bishar. If you want to see more debates like this, catch us next time.
The winning school will get an ICT chill-out zone with the widescreen TV, computers, webcams, and internet connection. The teacher from the winning school gets 100,000 shillings courtesy of Chase Bank. The winning students each get a tablet courtesy of Safaricom, a gift hamper from Unilever, and a gift hamper from mimi.co.ke. And together, they all win the title, The Great Debaters. May the best school win.